Hooked On Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first. Hi, Chris Bungard, helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Well, it looks like a bit of inclement weather coming through. If you're going to get out and vote on the weekend, you better take a raincoat with you. Trout fishing around the place over the weekend, I think there's going to be not a large amount of rain, but perhaps enough to affect the local streams and rivers around the place. And of course, everybody's looking forward to that 1st of October, which is only 10 days or so away now, the opening of the trout fishing season. And of course, around the area here, a lot of the smaller streams open, Omahini, Raparapa, little streams like that have been closed all winter since the 1st of July for spawning. Some of them are now holding some quite nice fish, and this bit of rain on the weekend will be just a ticket to produce a bit of a run into some of these streams. But the good old Waihow, it's still open. Every week I say, look, go and have a crack at the Waihow. Well, I was talking to a guy yesterday, came in the shop, and he was fishing down to, in the Te Ara region, right down, sort of what you'd call the lower reaches of the Waihow, really. And, the water down there is a little bit murky, but discoloured, but he got a couple of nice brownies down there. The best one was just under 4 pounds. So, not huge fish, but very, very nice. And the condition of them, he was really surprised with. It was excellent. So the Waihow continues to produce. If you want a nice evening fly fish now, just a little bit of insect hatch happening at the moment. So the Waihow in the upper reaches, what you'd call sort of Whites Road, Pataru, around that area there, Leslie Road is where you can walk in. There's a bit of an evening rise starting to happen, and that's great fun. Of course, it's daylight now till about 6:30. Get out there about 5:30, straight after work if you can. Get those little imitative dry fly patterns out. It's only just starting to work. The nymphs and that are still working okay, but that little dry fly evening rise is a lot of fun. You get your light gear out, 6-weight or 7-weight rod, and yeah, you can, just match the hatch if you like. Get those little insect patterns out, and as I said, you can have a lot of fun doing that. In the Rotorua region, talking to Glenn Skinner down there, he's pretty excited about the way things are going with the, looking forward to the opening. The big trophy lakes open down there, of course. He thinks Tararua will be right up there, but his number one pick is Rotowedi. So if you're looking at heading into the Rotorua region for the opening, have a look at Rotowedi. There's some beautiful camping areas around there, and the fishing should be very, very good. At the moment, Lake Rotorua is still open around the island, he tells me, and over around straight off the Par, which is just along from the airport, just on the edge of the weed bank there. They've been picking up some lovely fish along there. Also just off the mouth of the Nongata stream. Quite a bit of rain forecasted in the Rotorua region this weekend, so that Nongata stream could be in flood. If it is, then next week first thing will be really good. In the Taupo region, talking to my man down there who, Ken Duncan, he's a well-known guide in that area, or used to be a guide, retired guide now, but still does a lot of fishing. And he tells me the rivers down there are fishing well, particularly the Tauranga Taupo and the Waitanui. So if you're looking at heading down there, give that a crack. On the West Coast fishing, it's been a wee bit frustrating, but talking to Dwayne Pinney, who runs the Clansman out there, a beautiful, well-known charter boat. If you get a chance to fish out there this spring, get into it. Now, a fortnight ago, he was really excited about how things were going because he got a really good patch of fish, up to 9 kilos, which is just under that magical 20-pound mark. And yeah, they were just plenty of them in about 52 metres of water off Albatross Point. Now it's gone a wee bit flat. He's finding them hard to find at the moment. There is still reasonable numbers out there, but his suggestion is if you get a chance, and the weather for the weekend is not that great, unfortunately, for the West Coast or the East Coast, to be fair, but when you get a chance next week, get out to about 58 to 62 metres, around about that depth. Start looking at your sand around about that 58 metres, head out to 62, and just keep an eye out for sand, marks on the bottom and that sort of thing. The Coromandel region, well, I think that'll be your area that should be fishable this weekend. I say should be because on Friday there's a northerly coming in, getting up to 35 knots on Friday night. Now that's not very nice, but a northerly, of course, the Coromandel is quite sheltered there. But on Sunday and late Saturday, it's going to come round to the northwest, which can come down the Firth of Thames there and make it pretty unpleasant, particularly in the Waikowhai Bay region. So I would suggest if you want to go to the Coromandel, make that extra haul over the hill to Te Kuma and go out from there, and some of the close farms should fish okay. Now next week you've got new moon coming up, which is big tides, so, and the evening high tide around about sort of 6 o'clock on Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday getting an hour later each day, of course. So by the sort of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that evening fish will coincide with that change of light, will be coinciding with the high tide, so that should be really, really good up in that Coromandel area. Over the hill into the Mercury Bay region, talking to John Elwood, he's really pleased with the way the fishing's going up there at the moment. Now the weather on the weekend mightn't allow you to fish that area too much. If it does a norwesterly, then you can fish Peach Grove, Bumper Point, around that area there on the southern end of Great Mercury, and there should be some nice fish right along the edge of the foul. Over the hill into the Bay of Plenty region, it's going to be a little bit inclement. You've got 35 knots of northerly coming in on Friday, turning around to northwest up to 35 knots on Saturday and Sunday, so not going to be great. But next week when the weather clears, as I said, those high tides, 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, get out to Moteti and give it a crack out there. Now, if you'd like a new reel to come your way from Kilwell, of course, our illustrious sponsors, you can get in the draw for that reel by giving us a call and putting your name in on 0508 647462. That number again, 0508 647462. This has been Chris Bungard helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Hooked on Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first.